Hello and welcome. I'm Annette Reeder from thebiblicalnutritionist.com, and today I'm going to share with you why you should consider buying either the Nutrimill Classic or the Mockmill 100. Thanks for letting me share with you God's recipe for excellent health, which always includes baking delicious food in your kitchen. This is a loaf of bread that I just made today, and my kitchen smells amazing, and I want yours to smell amazing too. So today I'm going to share with you why you should mill your own wheat or grain and which one of these two is best for you. Before we go on, please hit subscribe so we can stay connected as the Biblical Nutritionist family. Each one of these machines is going to be a good choice, yet we need to know which one's the best choice for you. So let me start with the Nutrimill Classic. This is the one I used for 10 years because it was before I knew about this one. And so this is a very good machine. In the top, you can pour a lot of grain in here. It has a large capacity. So you could put a lot of grain in there. You could turn it on and off whenever you want. And the flour is going to end up here in the bowl. So you just open up the bowl and then use the flour. So this has a variable for coarse and fine. This is going to mill all of your hard grains. Even minimally sprouted grains, if they are 1000% dry, you want nothing of moisture in here and you want nothing of oil. So no oil seeds, no flax seeds, no chestnuts, no herbs, no spices, anything. So you're only doing grain. You can do popcorn in this and you can do field corn. Now you may say, why would I want to do that? Well, because this makes the best grits ever. You will never buy that box stuff again, or the polenta or any of that. You will make it yourself. So much better. So this is a really good machine for doing dried grains. You can even do beans. You can mill beans in this to make a bean flour, which means you can make hummus from dried beans. Instead of cooking the beans and then going through the whole process, just mill the beans, take the dried chickpeas, make it into a flour, and then cook your hummus. Isn't that amazing? So this is a good machine for that purpose. Now, if you're wanting to do super fine, it's going to do just fine. It's not going to do super fine. If you're wanting to do cracked grains, it's not going to do that either, and it's not going to do cereal grains. It's just going to do a flour, and it just has a variance of between coarse and fine. So this is just really good entry-level machine. Now, moving over to the Mockmill, this is the Mockmill 100, and this is my new machine. And what I like about this is it will do everything the Nutrimill Classic will do, yet it will do more. In fact, so for this machine, I want to turn it on first, then add the grain, and it's got a good size hopper on top. So once I put the grain in, I'm collecting it in a bowl. And so that works out fine. And then the other thing is I can do spices. I can mill cinnamon and cloves. How many of you still have cloves up in your spice cabinet that have been up there for years because you rarely make that hot cider punch, or you rarely use it on a ham, which I don't do ham anymore. And so you can mill those now and just make it into cloves, into just the powdery spice. So cinnamon sticks, you could do rosemary, fennel, coriander, pepper, salt. All of those herbs can now be milled and you can use them in recipes. Perhaps you've even bought some of the kosher salt, the bigger salt, because you're going to use that on a special recipe. Now you've got a lot of it. Well, mill it in here and you have fine salt that you could put on the table. So this is going to do spices. Not only that, you have a wider range between coarse and fine, and this will definitely give you cracked grains. This says it will, but they're a little bit more like a flour. And I'm saying that by experience, not by what I read. This is more of an actual cracked grain. This will even make cereal grains. This will not. You're going to have a flour. If I make my grits in here, so I mill the corn in here, I can make a little bit more of a texture. And then I have what's similar to what you're used to eating. Now, performance-wise, they're both going to be really good. This one is made in South Korea. This one's made in Germany. So those are both good countries to buy from. This is more of a plastic pieces. This is a material that's all renewable. It's called an ArboBlend material, so it's all renewable sources. So it's a little bit harder, more dense. This is a stronger watt motor than this one, but it's so small difference that it's not going to make any difference to your milling. So they're both good machines. There's a little bit of a different price point on each one, but if I were to buy one machine as my one and all, one and done, I would buy the Mockmill because it can do more for you. You can even re-mill. If you mill your flour and you're like, I really wish it was a little bit finer, mill it again, and then you'll have a little bit finer flour. Now that's what it says in the directions. Sometimes when you call the company, they'll say, oh, you probably shouldn't re-mill it. Well, but you can. Technically you can. And so the warranties are good on both of them, and the companies for both machines are great to work with. So you can't go wrong with either one. This is just my favorite. This was my entry level how I got started. But if I were you, I wouldn't want to buy two. Just buy the one you want and make sure you look for that. We have coupons for both of these on our website. Use the coupon code BAKE4HEALTH. 4 is spelled out. We'll put a link to that down below. And also, because we're a smaller ministry, we don't have sales tax on a lot of our purchases. So that might save you some money too. It's not every state. There's a few states that are different, but that might save you extra money. We need to help you save money anywhere you can. So I hope this has been very helpful, and I can't wait to see the bread that you produce from these machines. And don't think just bread. This is any flour. This is any type grain, all of your beans, your legumes, your lentils, everything. And now this one is spices too. So make the choice that works for you and enjoy baking people happy. Everyone who buys a mill from our website, we have just put together a whole satisfied baking bread course. Normally it sells on our website, and now you get it free just for making a purchase from our website. You also get the Satisfied Baking Whole Grains, a free download of this book, and more in the courses. So we've got recipes for you, we've got how to handle each machine. Everything's put together in that bread course so that you can get started confidently.